Another looming storm in the country's ailing healthcare delivery system.
Solidarity forever.
Over 60,000 nurses from both the private and public sectors are gearing up for a 3rd December 2012 national nurses strike.
We have tried to discuss with the government, but yesterday we held the National Governing Council as a union, consulted with the members, and nurses have asked us to stop negotiations forthwith.
The union, which is barely a year old and yet to be registered, had on September 17 issued the government with a strike notice unless a list of 17 problems was solved. But the strike was later called off after the government accepted to hold talks to address their grievances.
The nursing fraternity in this country has been taken for granted way too long. We want to state and tell the government and any person who dares to listen that the nurses of this country in the public sector, come that 2012 December, all public health facilities will not have a single nurse unless the government addresses these issues immediately.
Top on the list of their demands is that the Ministry of Labour grants them a certificate of registration. They also want all nurses on contract employed and for the government to commit to improve medical equipment and supplies in all public hospitals. They also want all deserving nurses promoted as well as the appointment of Director of Nursing. All illegal union dues should be stopped and the implementation of all approved allowances paid. Currently, Kenya's public hospitals have only 15,000 nurses, leaving a gap of about 50,000 nurses. This according to the union. They have called on nurses from both the private and public hospitals to join in the strike should the government fail to honor their demands within the 7-day notice. Meanwhile, the university's academic staff union, WASU, university's non-teaching staff union, UNTENSU, and the Kenya Union of Domestic Hotels, Educational Institutions, Hospitals and Allied Workers, KUDHEIA, have threatened to go on strike on October 1st after the government yet again failed to honor the 7.8 billion shilling deal signed in September this year. According to UNTENSU Secretary General Charles Muhwaya, the university administrators were buying time with the intention of implementing a watered-down version of the pay hike deal. The government had agreed to pay the dues in 2 phases backdated to July 2010. The agreement was signed on condition that the government institutes and completes the legislative process of making available the 3.9 billion shillings payable in phase 1 by November 30 this year. But so far, the union claims that nothing has been forthcoming. They have threatened to paralyze learning and all other activities in all public universities, including graduation ceremonies planned for between November 30th and December 14th, if the pay increase will not be included in the November pay slips of all lecturers and non-teaching staff. These strikes add to the endless list of industrial action facing a government already burdened by high wage bill. Violet Otindo for Sunday Live.